guys, welcome to the Choir Room with Joe and Mindy. We're here to just chat about things happening here around the church, to hear back from you. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying our little discussions and have learned maybe some things you didn't know before about the church, maybe met some people you didn't know. And we're having a good time. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If you guys caught our previous episodes, feel free, if you have questions for us or things that are going on around the church, if you have questions about whatever, if you want to know what my favorite color is, just drop it in the comment section. I'll tell you, but I won't tell you here. You gotta ask. You gotta ask
suspense.
for it.
It's already killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you have any questions, this is a very casual
for sure.
show. So please talk back to us.
Oh, let me go ahead and just do this real fast because I feel like there's a little bit of a confusion. We do record these and air them later after we recorded them. So it might look like it's a live broadcast happening on Facebook, and that's the magic of Facebook letting us schedule a premiere on Facebook. But we're not live, so we can't in real time talk back to you or answer your questions in the comments. But still, feel free to go ahead and ask things and say things. But just remember, we're not
Don't
live
feel like we're
right now.
blowing you off.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt because they're like, "Hey Joe, say hi to me," and then I'm not actually seeing your comments right now, so it's not a live show. It's pre-recorded because I feel like I have seen a couple people talking to the video as if. So
and that's okay.
Sure.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I will say that we are not going to cut this, but I'm going to stand up. Okay. I'm not going to cut it. We're not cutting. We're keeping it live. All right. And I'm going to just stand here. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All
sure.
right.
Whatever.
This is so raw and so real in this moment. I'm going to stand. But because my chair was sinking slowly, and so we're not going to stop. Anyway, we're really excited about a lot of really cool things happening here at the church. Okay. Hopefully you get Pastor's emails. He sends those out every week. We post on social media all the time, Facebook, Instagram stories, all that good stuff. And of course our website.
Yeah.
We want you guys to be informed. All right. We also try to over-inform you sometimes. So we won't be talking about sign-up Sundays today.
Oh, that's right. We've talked about
sign-up
sign-up Sundays a lot.
Have talked about grace groups a lot. We will assume that you've already signed up for one and are rocking that. So coming up on September the 12th.
Yes.
Big day.
Very important day, especially if you're a member of the church. After the service on that Sunday, there's going to be a church business meeting is what we call them.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a time for, if you are a voting member of the church, that's whenever we kind of the pastoral staff and team present different opportunities for you to, air your opinion or your vote for certain things that changes or things that are happening in the church. So there's a very important one coming up on September 12th, and we want as many members to be there as possible. I'm a member. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
I just became a member not too long ago.
Officially, yes.
An official member.
You were already a member in your heart, weren't you?
Yeah.
Now you're a member for reals.
On paper. I have a little paper that says Joe Thompson is a member of this church.
You have the power to vote.
That's right.
And
So
it's
I'll
a big deal. Yep. And then we have a really cool thing happening with our students on September 15th. Listen, we want to do everything we can, not just to reach people here at Grace World, but all over this community. And so our youth pastors, our amazing youth pastors, have done an incredible job of gathering other ministries around the area and having these united events. Unity is a really big deal, and so it's great to see them coming together and bringing students together. And so they're going to be having a really important event on the 15th.
Yes, it is called the United event.
United Student Night. United Student Night.
Yeah, it's going to be at Springstead. Did you say that? No.
I didn't say that yet.
Springstead's theater, Springstead High School. It's a local high school here in the area. I didn't go there. In fact, I went to Nature Coast, so sorry, Springstead. But it's a great place. They're going to be hosting an event with all the other youth groups in the community. It's all leading up to See You at the Pole. Which, if you're not familiar with See You at the Pole is, it's a national event that happens every year where students from their schools gather at the flagpole. That's why it's called See You at the Pole. They gather at the flagpole in front of their school, and they usually pray. Sometimes the worship leaders or something will bring a guitar, or a pastor might show up from a local church, and they pray before school even starts for their school, their community, the nation. It's actually a really beautiful thing if you've ever witnessed it, to see so many students of all different ages from different denominations gathering and just, really saying, hey, God, please bless my community, bless my church, bless my school, and they pray for their nation. It's a great event to be a part of. And I think that this event that's coming prior to that, which is the United Student Night at Springstead, is really just like a momentum builder leading into that. Because I know whenever I was in high school, did you go to CU at the pole thing?
I did, yeah.
Okay, well, when I was in high school, I knew they existed, and I probably went to like one or maybe two, but I feel like the momentum leading up into it was never there for me, and I feel like it just kind of always caught me off guard. Like I rode the bus for majority of my high school years, and like I'd get to school too late, or I just didn't know it was happening, and I'd see like kids already spreading out because I got done praying, and I was like, oh, I never got to go pray with them.
Yeah.
And so this is such a great way to really light that fire in our students to go to the church, but also the students of other churches to just get plugged in and really represent, their church, but also represent just Jesus to their school.
I think getting all the kids together, it builds up like that positive positive peer pressure. I don't know if that's what it. Yeah, that's a good word, camaraderie. Where you feel like, hey, my friends are all involved in this, and showing up at CU at the Pole is definitely an opportunity to say, hey, I'm not ashamed to be a Christian. I'm willing to sacrifice my morning to come out to school early. And I believe even if you're homeschooled, you can show up at the flagpole.
That's right.
You can. I think so.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if there's security around the schools and stuff like that. I don't know. But anyway.
I feel like there were kids in my youth group that were homeschoolers that would go choose a church, or not church, a school that they would go to. So I think you can.
And I'm sure if you connect with Pastor Chris and Annalisa, they'll connect you with the school or whatever. But if you're also like a pastor, a leader, or just somebody that wants to join with the students and pray, I think anybody can come and pray at the flagpole. So, the night, the 15th though, is the week before, and it's going to be an awesome time. Something that I'm really excited about is we have a bookstore that's going to be opening soon. We actually already have a bookstore, but I'm wondering how many people know where it is or that it exists at all.
I did not know. I knew it existed, but I didn't know where it was or what was in it.
There's all kinds of really great resources in there, and it's getting a whole new feel and facelift, and it's changing locations. So when you cross over the breezeway from the dome to the other building, you'll see it right when you walk in there. You may have seen it kind of under construction, but that is coming soon. Okay, we've already shown you plenty of times our Grace World mugs in case you haven't seen them. All right, but we also have some other things in the works right now. We've got some brand new t-shirt designs. A lot of you have seen some of our Grace World shirts floating around here, but we got a whole new fresh design. It says "No Place Like Grace." That is what we are cheering and chanting over the next several weeks, especially because we believe it. We believe there's no place like grace, and we want to tell people about it. So we have a couple new t-shirt designs. We got some hats. We've got some other shirt designs that we have to sell in the bookstore. Of course, our mugs, stickers, But we want you to talk to us. Like, what kind of Grace World or just Christian swag, do you want to see in our bookstore? Because our worship and creative arts department can maybe whip it up for you. We're not doing custom orders. Don't get the wrong idea here, but this is an opportunity for you to talk back to us. We have our iconic Grace World flame that we're going to put on some stuff. But what do you like? What would you like to buy? Would you like to buy keychains or pins? And would you like hoodies or certain type of hats, or
I personally wouldn't mind a nice Grace World hoodie. I know we're in Florida and it's always 90 degrees and hot and humid, but when I'm inside, I usually have my AC blasting. And even here in the office, where I work, it's usually recently been really cold. So having a nice little warm hoodie would be so all
right,
nice.
Well,
that's my vote.
Okay, I would agree with that because I'm cold all the time as well. So Grace World hoodie. We are also going into the fall months. We actually, I think Florida has 1 or 2 months of cool weather. So
something like
that would be a perfect time to buy a Grace World hoodie. So, but talk back to us.
Yeah, we want to hear you guys' opinion.
We want to know what you want to see in our bookstore. What would you wear? What would you buy? Be creative. Let us know, and maybe we can just kind of get a pulse for what people want in that bookstore, and we can help stock it up. So,
and just even if it is a matter of where you release one thing at a time, just having a good idea of how many, if we get like more votes or whatever, more people say like, I want a hoodie, and then also like almost similar number of same people saying, I'd like a hat. We can do the hoodie first, then maybe a couple, whatever, down the road we end up doing the hat as well, and like just getting a good idea of like what should come first, because I think that obviously we are going to do some of these things. Like
we're definitely doing some new shirts. Those are coming no matter what. But we want to be practical. We don't want to make things that just
it's got to be a
we
demand.
like. Yeah, we got. That's right. Tell us what you want.
It's a demand and supply kind of thing.
Yeah. So, definitely talk back to us. Tell us what you want to see. What would be like a practical thing for you to use that would also help you it'd be like a conversation starter to tell people about our church, or to tell people about Jesus, whatever the case may be. Let us know what that is. So, we have a really amazing opportunity for you to tell people about our church, because again, there's no place like Grace. And we are taking really the month of September to just go all out. So today, or when you're watching this, when this is airing, is August 31st, and tomorrow's September 1st. So from now until September 19th, we're going to be dropping all kinds of content, videos, all kinds of fun stuff on our social media, on our website, but definitely on our social media.
Yes.
And we need you to help us spread the word about Grace World, because we love our church. And if you love your church, then we want you to get excited about it more than you ever have before, and get on our social media and start sharing some content. And a lot of this whole initiative is leading up to a very important day coming up.
It's Back to Church Sunday.
National
Back to Church Sunday. Not just a Grace World thing. Everybody's doing it.
Yep.
It's a designated day. What day is that? It's September
the 19th.
It's a Sunday, and it's really a day that I'm not sure who started it or how it got started, but it became a day that was extremely important for everyone in the nation, really, to ignite that, I don't want to say discipline, but like that fire or that need to come back to church, especially over the last 2 years with this COVID nonsense. A lot of people have either stepped away from church or it became inconvenient for them. And what we're trying to do with this specific event, and this is what a lot of churches are doing right now, is trying to reignite that need and that want, because we are called to meet as a body in a church. And sometimes it takes a little bit more than just guilt tripping someone into coming to church. It's igniting a fire of saying, I love my church and I want to share it with you. I get a lot out of it. I really do believe there's no place like my church. And I think that you would honestly feel the same way if you came as well. And we're just trying to arm you guys with things that you can use in material, if it's just a matter of just wearing a hat that says Grace World on it, but just starting that conversation. And like Mindy was saying, there's going to be different ways via social media for you guys to share that invitation with other people. And did we break those down yet?
Yeah, well, so social media is a pain as it can be sometimes. It can also be an incredible tool to be able to reach a lot of people at one time. And so we want you guys to help us to be evangelists, be cheerleaders for our church and for Jesus here. And there are basically 3 ways that you're going to be hearing about that you can do that and help us build up to that September 19th moment. Obviously, anybody can come to our church whenever they want, but September the 19th, it's like, let's make this goal, let's make this challenge, let's put this date on the calendar. So there's 3 ways you guys can help us. Number 1 is you see content on Grace World. If it's something from Grace Kids, if it's something about kids, then share that on your page and tell people, hey, my church has an amazing kids ministry. I love my children's pastors. My kids get this out of coming to Grace World. Tell your story. Add your comments. Add your heart. Add your thoughts to those posts. If it's something that you're just excited about, add your own, flair. Comments, your own flair to that sharing of that content. And then the second thing, all right, that's going to take you just a couple minutes to do, but to make a video of yourself telling your story of grace, and really just talking about that moment, that key moment. Keep it really simple. That key moment where Jesus came into your life and changed everything. You've heard Pastor Daniel talk about like the 2x2 area of carpet that he stood on when Jesus just wrecked his life. Think about that moment, think it through really, really carefully, and then just give us, 30, 45 seconds, a minute max, and just tell a quick story of grace. Share it on your social media, hashtag it story of grace so that we can find it, filter it, and share it ourselves. Yeah. And you can tag Grace World in it too, but also share it with your friends, share it on your page, and tell your story. You know, it's just an easy way to share your testimony, and with all these people that you influence. The third way is just good old word of mouth.
Old school.
Yeah, we're gonna have some. We already have some invite cards, Back to Church Sunday invite cards. Keep those with you. Keep them in your car. Give them to the gal at the drive-thru, your waiter at the restaurant, teachers, friends, family.
Right.
And just tell people all about it, because that day is going to be a blast. We're going to have just a big church party, excited, high energy, and then after the service, there's going to be games and fun and things for the kids, food. So there's that.
Food.
Anytime there's food, it's a great time.
That's right.
So, and you know, here's a fun fact. All right, when it comes to social media, I was talking to Pastor Daniel about this the other day. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, all of us have this sphere of influence, right, on social media, and he was looking up the average number of people's friends was approximately like, in fact, I'm going to do it on the calculator right now, okay? 348 was the average number of friends that people have on Facebook, social media, okay? Now, some of you have 5 times that many, okay? Some of you have 10 friends, but that was the average, okay? That was the average, and then if you multiply that by the approximate 600 regular attending adults, because we don't expect the babies in the nursery to have a Facebook account, but who knows? Who knows? Hopefully not. But when you multiply that number, you get 208,800, but that's approximately 200,000 people, which is the most recent count of residents in Hernando County.
Oh, wow.
So it just gives you a little perspective on how much of an impact that we can make just through social media, okay?
Wow.
It doesn't mean that we're gonna hit every single one of those 200,000 people, but each one of you represent a circle of people that may never have an opportunity to come through these doors, but they can hear from you and see what you're excited about, what you're passionate about, and then you have a great way to invite them and get them into the doors of this church. So.
Right. And again, it's never about, you know, a numbers game. It really truly is just showing your circle of friends, your family, and everyone that you know that you know what you're doing isn't going to, you know, to waste. That you come to this church and you're impacted by this community. You know, we're not just, you know, what we call it, a country club. You know, it really does make a difference in your life, and the only way anyone's ever going to know is unless you actually say it. And you actually, you know, show it, and that's, I think, the biggest part, especially for me, and like people, you know, for me, and I know for other men that don't do a lot of, like, I don't post a lot on Facebook. I'm a kind of one of those creeper guys that just kind of scroll through.
Just watch everybody else.
I watch everybody else, and every once in a while I'll like a video or I'll like this thing. I don't really share a lot. But it really does change, I feel like, especially for people like me that don't post a lot. When you finally do, I feel like people are like, wait a minute, that must be something important.
Yeah.
You know, that Joe never posts anything. Like, there's this ongoing joke with my wife that I literally haven't posted anything since like our baby was born. And
That's
so
true.
it's like,
I actually was stalking you the other day and noticed that.
The last thing I posted on my own personal account was, I think, Jackson being born.
Yeah, and his son is 9 years old now. So I'm just kidding. No, he's not 9.
No,
he's not.
He's 2 or going on 2.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely.
So I know that it can be a struggle to you know, to do that, but it really does make a huge difference, and it really means that you're serious about it, about whatever you're talking about. And so I encourage you guys, I'm going to do the same, and there's actually going to be a couple of videos that we're going to try to get some of our leaders and pastors to kind of do, I want to say a tutorial, but in a way, just a very quick example of what we are encouraging you guys to do. You know, one of those very short videos that's just like, hey, this is how, you know, the Lord changed my life and when it was and how it went down. And sometimes some of you guys might never even ever told your actual testimony before, so it might be a good way to get that conversation started with somebody in your life that maybe never heard it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just a little tip, okay? We're gonna get super practical just for a second, okay? When you're recording a video, all right?
Okay.
Make sure the light is behind the camera and not behind you.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're doing this, make sure the light's coming this way at you, like this, and not the other way around, all right? Just a little lighting tip there. And turning your camera sideways actually fills the frame a little bit more. It looks a little more, I don't know,
pleasant,
watchable, pleasant, unless you're sharing like an Instagram story. then turn it that way, because those are the vertical orientation. Just a little tip. And if you keep it under a minute, it slides right into an Instagram post really easily, and you don't lose people's attention. So just a few little tips there to just think about what you want to say before you say it. If you're going to make one of these videos, think about it before you start recording, or make a couple notes or things like that. But man, if we can get everybody to participate in this one way or the other, we're going to really let people know there's no place like Grace and get them here on the 19th. And of course, they're going to hear the gospel when
that
they get
200,000 number is insane. Like, that is such a crazy thing, because to think that parallels perfectly with the number of people that are currently in Hernando County. Obviously, a lot of you guys probably have friends and stuff from other states or other places, and they're not, and some of them might be mutual, but still, the idea that if everyone really did, truly did post something that, you know, however it would be, whether it's just sharing a post or sharing another person's post, like, you don't even have to share your own. If you saw one of your friends that go to the church,
that's true.
Yeah, if you saw somebody whose testimony absolutely wrecked you, and you're like, my goodness, what a great story, just share that. You know, I mean, obviously we encourage everyone to do their own, but if you know that it's going to impact people in your life in a different way than your story would, go ahead and share it.
Absolutely, that's
because
good.
Just to think that if everyone really, really did share something like that, like you said, the sphere of influence would turn into a dome of influence. Oh, there you go.
That is good.
Yeah, but it'd grow. It'd be huge, and our entire county would be impacted. So, I encourage you guys to just do it. Just do it.
All right, because there's no place like Grace.
That's right.
And with that, my back leg is shaking like crazy.
I'm so sorry.
I think it's time to wrap this thing up. But hopefully, you guys are getting excited about what's coming up and getting excited about September 19th. And talk back to us about what you want to see in the bookstore. Okay.
That's right.
Remember, we're listening, but we're not live.
We're not live. Thank you guys.
But we will be live.
That's right.
We will be live on Tuesday, September the 14th. We will be literally live right here in the choir room, okay? And we will talk back to you. We will listen to your requests, have a little worship, have a little interaction, and it's going to be a blast. So September 14th, you'll hear more about that later.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.